twice.
There we go.
Now you're live.
Yeah. Welcome, everyone. We're having difficulties already, but we've ironed everything out thanks to the tech support guy right here. So welcome, everybody. Let me, I don't have to do anything yet.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody in there yet.
Really?
Just my YouTube just went live for me.
Really? Okay. Well, so we're on now?
We're on now.
All right.
I see James is on. Hi, James. How's it going?
I think they were in there from yesterday.
Earlier.
James was there from yesterday.
Yeah.
I love how there's James in there, and he's number 2. He doesn't even get number 1. Sorry about that, James. There's Clay. Hey, Clay. How's it going?
Oh, yeah. We have some people coming in now. I see it.
All right. Now we're live.
All right. Now we're getting there.
We go.
Okay.
Well, you got Ricky's still running right now.
Oh, I bet he is. Yeah.
I'm checking already.
Opening.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's all right. Everybody will come in when they come in.
Hey, Lee. How are you? Lee's checking in on our tech stuff. He's there.
Yep. Well, good. I'm glad JW said hurry up. He's getting sleepy. So maybe we should start getting into it before we lose JW. We don't want to do that. So, Brian, how's it? Well, first, let me start with Charlie this time. Last time I felt so bad, Charlie, because, it was that first show and I had a bazillion things going on in my head. And then poor Charlie's just sitting there. And I didn't really, it wasn't I was ignoring you, Charlie. It was just there was a lot of things going on in my head.
That's fine. There's not a problem. I mean, when you start this thing and you're brand new to it, I was like, what button do I push first? Yeah. And Lee was there beside me, helping me. And in time, you have to kind of do it yourself and wade through it. And then then your memory starts kicking in. Yeah. And you know what buttons to push and how to start it. Now yours is the free version, which I'm not sure whether the timer went on. We'll see how it works when it records next week.
Yeah. I'll look at it later and see what's happening with it. But so what's the latest and greatest in Maryland, Charlie?
Well, it rained today. We actually had 2 inches of rain, and we haven't had any rain for quite a while.
Oh, wow.
So it rained last night all the way to around lunchtime. I actually didn't have to work today as far as physical work. I just answered phones all morning, and a few other people picked up a few things.
Yeah.
And I've been not really in the bee yard too much. I finally got all my combining done in the bee yard. Everybody's been combined together. Hey, Pete and Clay and hey, Sarah. I had the one hive out there that requeened itself late in the year, and it's got 3 or 4 frames of brood in there right now. I couldn't remember whether or not she had any good frames of pollen, so I threw a pollen patty on top of them. I thawed one out, put it on there. It's got hive. It's the one that's got rocket fuel in from up in Canada, and put a piece of newspaper over top of that. I had my peppermint sugar water spray. I sprayed the 3rd box again, and then I sprayed the last box that had pretty much a medium box with all the seams full of bees on there. Mm-hmm. At least 4 or 5 pounds of bees. And so I sprayed them up real good and put all them on there. So hopefully by the end of the week here, they'll eat through the newspaper. Everybody will be happy. And that hive will have plenty of bee power, as I call it, to keep the eggs warm and feed. And then it's got an extra medium. I'll probably have to go in there, kind of select. I mean, most of those 2 top boxes have a lot of feed. And I might have to, maybe condense that hive down by 1 box later on.
Yeah.
And I guess my next big thing, well, November will be here, and I'm going to start doing some vaporization with OA. Maybe make a video on that, and I'm waiting for that Super DFM to come in. I'm going to try some of that. Give them those newbies that are going through the winter some microbial stuff that I've got. They've already gotten 2 months worth. I'm going to go ahead and if I can get it here, maybe this weekend, if it comes in the mail.
Yeah.
It's a tablespoon per hive. I think I'm going to just go ahead and give them 2 tablespoons. For me, it's an experiment to see whether it helps the bees.
Yeah.
And helps them fight the viral loads and stuff in there that they're not claiming it, but I've seen some science talking about it, especially on the Bob Benny videos about 3 or 4. So that's what I'm doing. And once I put that Super DF in there, that's when
I think he froze.
Who? Me?
Yeah, Charlie, I think your internet's coming in and out a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's you, Brian.
Might be you.
Yeah, Charlie's
You're froze.
Moving around.
Now
I think you're right.
There he is.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, once I put the Super DFM, then I'm going to be closing up the vent hole in the inner cover. I'll put my 1.5 inch insulation on for winter time. And then it's still getting in the 60s by the weekends most of the time. And the hives out there where my pickup is, that's where they get the wind. And I'll be putting carpet on them as soon as things get a little on the chillier side. The carpet becomes a pain when it comes to vaporization.
Yeah.
And then I'll be checking my mite drops. I got a nice 6-inch scraper. I'll be scraping the coroplast boards down every time before I vaporize. Try to get out there the next day and check the mite drops, see where I'm at with that. Along with my other, the vapor is my 3rd treatment for the year.
Yeah.
Which will take me into spring. And I find that to be vaporizing hives throughout the winter time, at least a couple times a month, if the weather's right, around 45 degrees.
Yeah.
Seems to suppress that mite load. You got the highest kill rate that you could possibly have because you have the least amount of brood in there at that point in time, or at least I do in my environment. And my bees come out good, My main thing is I'll probably be ordering some queens in the springtime. And I've got some of them. We got 25 queens that I made in this year around June. So they should be young and healthy and vigorous in the spring. And then get on a rotation of requeening every year.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll fix my problem of I want to try to keep 18 production hives up and running all the time, and good, solid, robust amounts of bees in there, along with I got room for 8 nukes.
You certainly produce some tasty honey.
You like that, dude?
Oh yeah, that stuff.
I've been nursing that a little bit low. I got a 2-pounder here sitting for you just in case. But
you never know. I might have to call you and say ship it.
You're going to have to pay the shipping. That darn shipping is outrageous.
Well, I saw what you paid on when you sent that out. You don't use pirate shipping, do you?
I don't know much about it now.
It's super easy. I could go over it on the phone with you one of these days. It is really easy and it's cheaper. I think I paid about $8 less than what you paid shipping it back.
I know.
So it saves a lot. But it's pretty simple to open up and do. It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Brian, so what's going on up in Colorado? And if there's anybody new, there might be some new people here. I've seen a couple of new names. Anybody that didn't know, I know there's a lot that already know, but Brian happens to be the president of the Colorado Beekeeping Association. So
now that's for the state, right?
that's the state association, correct?
State of Colorado. Colorado is a state. Yes, sir.
So what's going up your way? I know you said you had the heater on earlier. So is it getting
so I think my Wi-Fi is just not reaching the garage, so I came in. So pardon me if there's background noise because I've got the whole family here today.
Oh.
But getting ready for Saturday's meeting. Tomorrow we go and we set up. So it's right in Denver, so it's like 25 minutes from where I live. So we'll go set up, and then we have a meet and greet tomorrow night. We have Rogan Tokash, Corey Stevens, 2 honey judges, Steve Genta and Heather Cherry are coming in from the North American Honey Judging. I never remember that name completely. I'm going to have to get that by Saturday. So we have 4 really cool people coming in. We'll have a meet and greet tomorrow night.
Nice.
At one of the people's houses, and then we'll have the meeting on Saturday. So I've been doing that for 2 weeks. I've been neglecting my bees when I should be going around and feeding them and hitting them up with OA vapor. I have a question, by the way. I've been having problems with my plungers popping up from pressure. Do I need new O-rings? Love to hear in the comment section if you know the solution to that. I've tried cleaning them off. And I think, yeah, I do. I need an office. I don't need to work on my office. I need an office, James. That'd be great. Yeah, I'm just making do with the best space we got.
Yeah, I'm sure you clean those guns out.
The tube.
Yep,
Yeah.
I've cleaned out my gun. I've cleaned my plungers. I feel like I've done that. And then one is working better, and the other one's still popping every time. So I'm wondering if I just need a new O-rings on them. Check the nozzle if there aren't any crystals.
Clean your exit tube. Well, that's a blowout.
Yep,
tube.
I've done that. Yep. So I think it was Bruce. Bruce did a video recently showing how he cleans his out, and I did it pretty much the same way. Because I do have that pink cap, but of course I can't find it, so I can't use that if I can't find it. So I was using the method that he demonstrated in his video. So I have gotten a chance to hit a couple colonies. I got a chance yesterday. I had to move 2 colonies. So I did hit a couple colonies after I moved them in the morning. I have a couple of places where I only have 2 or 3 colonies. And this one place is a Denver. Yeah, I've done that too, Lee. Yep. So that was everything I've done to try to solve it. And now I'm like, well, what else can I do? So I have 2 hives at a local community garden at a place where there's condos all around. And about a month ago, I got an email from the lady who runs the garden saying we have someone moving in from like North Carolina. He's a beekeeper. He wants to bring his bees. Would it be okay if he has his bees in the garden too? And I said, you know what? It's good. I don't need this yard. He can have it. I figure he's a member of the community. I didn't really get a chance to connect with them very much. I just went there, took care of my bees. So yesterday I moved 2 colonies, but that's when I was working the plungers after I had cleaned them, and I was still, the one was working better and the other one wasn't. So that was going to be my next step, is buying.
Have you noticed whether the O-rings are flat or not puffy looking? Or
it doesn't. I don't notice any degradation of them at all. No, but I could probably look a little bit closer, to be honest, Charlie.
You don't know whether or not oxalic acid eats away the rubber.
Yeah, and I'm sure at some point they need replacing. I just don't know if this is.
Do the plungers kind of? I won't say click in, but that feel when that O-ring gets on it.
I think that's a good question, Todd. I'll have to notice that when I try it next time.
Well, like I have, Bryan said, it's definitely the popping up as the pressure building up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I had that with my
theory would be cleaning it out would reduce the pressure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've had it to where the nozzle on my ProVap, as it coming out, it gets cold. Then it'll choke. And I still see that. I have to kind of flick it off like a cigarette thing, But I haven't had that problem lately.
Hey, Keith. Pete says, how much OA are you pushing at a time? I was having problems, so I use less OA. Do it twice. Yeah, and I did, because this is what happened. I fell in love with those tablets, and then I ran out of them. So I went back to using the crystals that I had before I had the tablets. So I know it's old OA. I had never had problems with it before. Every other time I've used it, I've never had these kind of problems. So I wonder yeah.
You said old OA. You got a moisture problem in the powder.
Yep, that's what I think too. Because what happened was, after I had problems the first time, I ordered some tablets. So yesterday, this is what I was doing with it yesterday when I was trying it. I had tablets again. So that was with the one was still blowing out and the other one wasn't. So,
so you like using the tablet even though you got a plunger, huh?
Yeah, I do. This is what's great about it, Charlie. I don't have to worry about I didn't think it was solving a problem. I didn't perceive it as a problem at all. I just went, I really appreciate what they've done with the EPA. I'm going to give them a couple dollars and try out their product. And I love how I can have the whole little bag. You open up the bag and it comes in like a little bubble wrap bag inside. I can fit that whole thing of 50 in my chest pocket right here. And then when I go to a yard, Charlie, I'll take off the tablets and put them on top of each hive. So I have the dose already up there ready to go. And then I can go boom, 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 boom. I don't have to worry about the plunger in a jar and any of that kind of stuff. You just drop it right in, put the plunger on top. And I've really enjoyed it. And again, I didn't have a problem with the way it was going before. I just appreciated what they did and figured I'd give their product a try.
I know that
now I'm sold.
Yeah. Now Mike, he showed me a thing that they had printed, what do you call it? Printed it out, I'll say, made it, off the printer machine. And it's like a basket with a plunger. It looks like a honey stick on, like a honey dipper. And like you say, you just throw your tablets in there and then put the plunger in and no problem.
The next thing is going to be an automatic refiller plunger type thing, like you have all those doses lined up in a canister off to the side, and you just pull up the plunger and one falls in, and I could see it coming right now. So it's going to be
it'd be more like you just dial it in on your instrumentation there and then pull the trigger. And it automatically feeds like a gun or something.
Right back in, yeah. You never know.
And I do 4 grams. So I do double deep 8 frames, and I hit them with 4 grams. I have the bottom sealed. I don't seal up the entrance because I've only got, I have entrance reducers, but the large entrance on for my entrance reducers. So with the gun in there, it's fairly sealed up anyway. A little bit comes out, but not that much.
Huh.
So I should be doing more of that. Besides that, I still have some more. I ran out of my insulated tops, and I need to go get some more. I like to put the pink insulation on top just as a hat to keep them warm throughout the winter. But I ran out of what I had last year, and I need to put more on. But I don't think I'm going to get to do that because I have the meeting on Saturday, and then Tuesday I fly out to Florida again. So I got a lot to do Sunday and Monday before Tuesday, so we'll see.
And then markets are over for you now?
Markets are over. Yes, they ended last weekend. We do have one holiday market, which is like the 5th and 6th or the 6th and 7th of December. And we chose not to sign up for anything else just because we're going to be going back and forth to Florida a lot. So I'm not sure we'll do much holiday sales, but that's okay. We did really well. We had a really good year. So if we end up only doing that one other market, we'll be okay. And I've moved on to my living room. I'll show you what we got left. This is what I got left from last year. Right there's one day we'll have a fire in the fireplace behind that pile, but you can barely see.
Now, is that all the honey you harvested there?
That's all I have left, Charlie.
That's all you have
and
left.
then I got my, let's see, what am I trying to show you here?
You got a grow light.
Yeah, sometimes we have plants growing in the front window, but not these days. I have my 2 bottling tanks. What am I doing? Going the wrong way. Oh, duh. No, I still can't show you.
There it is in the corner. The light's in the way.
Oh, that's why I can't see it. All I see is the light every time I go. So I have my 2. There's my creaming machine, and there's my bottling machine, and there's my speed fill. So these are like 2/3 full of honey too. So yeah, so I'm set up for next year.
Nice.
That was one of our big goals this year, was to increase our honey production, so we would be slamming ready to go in the spring to start the spring markets, because I'm always in the spring trying to pull honey off my colonies as quickly as possible so I can get it on the table to start the year. So this feels really good. I have comb honey in the freezer. I don't even know how much left, but that feels really good. And I'm at a place now where I know that my fall mite treatment plan wasn't ideal. I feel like I fed my bees well enough throughout the fall, but I didn't treat them as much as I've wanted to. And that's why I've kind of started my OA treatment a little bit earlier than I usually do. So that it is what it is. It might be good in the long run too, because if I lose colonies over the winter to mites, maybe that helps my yard with a little bit of mite selection. I'm obviously going to make splits off of the survivors. And if I lose, I think I'm going into winter with 80, 82, something like that. Mm-hmm. So if I end up going down to 50, I can easily replace my numbers and have enough nukes. Oh, Charlie, I wanted to ask you this. This past year, you had kind of shifted from selling nukes to selling virgin queens. What's your plan for next year after doing that for a year? What's next year going to look like?
I'm going to try to. I started out, I learned how to make up a good cell builder, did it where you could graft 30 cells and you get 20 out of 30, so I understand the amount of bees you need to keep in there and keep it going. So I got that down, and I tweaked it around on how I let the bees hatch, either in an incubator, which I found I like them hatching in the hive that the bees can feed them right away so they don't die in the incubator, because I wasn't there at 3:00 in the morning to feed them.
Yeah.
And then I had issues of either letting the bee walk, the virgin walk into the hive that's queenless, or I put her in a cage by herself and let her candy eat out, or I put attendants with her and let the candy eat out so they can release. Some of them got mated and a lot of them didn't. I didn't have a high success in mating. And so now I got to talking to some folks, and it reminded me that 4 years ago when I was doing a lot of this, I had a very high success in mating, but I had my mating boxes well stocked with bees, and I put the cell in there and let her naturally come out of there. Yeah. And then leave them alone for 2 weeks, let her go out, get mated, and come back. So that's my plan this year, is try to, one, I know I can maybe start a little bit earlier or getting my cell builder up and running. I can start grafting a little bit earlier, depending on the weather, because last spring was cold, extremely cold for a longer period of time. Usually we're warm by mid-March, and it was almost till May before we got cold, and we've had those years before. And I want to get my mating boxes where I'll select. I got 2 frame mating boxes, and I will select some solid brood frames that are about ready to hatch out and put them in there with nurse bees, lock them up, try to get a good established hive. And then I'll put my cells in there about 2 days before they hatch. And then Will Toothaker that comes on, he's been super busy with his hives. That's why you haven't seen him in the last 3 or 4 weeks. He's been feeding, and he's about like you, about a couple hundred hives and stuff. And then he's also working a day job again I had gotten him, a guy was going out of business. He was sick. Cancer was taking him, and a young man, and he was just giving hives and stuff away. So I got called, and I hooked him up with somewhere around 50 hives. And I mean, I think there was like 30 of them that were viable. And he had a trailer load of equipment. It was out of one of them storage facilities. He had his pickup to the roof, the trailer up to the, like when you have a grass cutting trailer, you got the gate sticking up. It was as high as that back gate. And he had a big like tarp over top of it to hold it all in, a netting. So the guy had some Apamay. So he said, "You want to try this? You want this Apamay?" I said, "Yeah, I'll try it." Well, what it is, I really never looked at it since I got it. And it's one of them 4-way mating boxes.
Oh,
Apamay 4-way, that's got them small frames in there. I said, well, I'll try that. See if I can put 4 queens in that and see how that works. And try to get I'm going to try to get more mated queens to sell. And, maybe I'll be able to requeen more of my own stuff with my own stock too, and all that. But I can sell as many mated queens as I could possibly get my hands on. It's the problem with virgins is you have to sit there and give a bee lesson on how to install this virgin. But then I've had problems with the virgins, as far as like, I know that the first 7 days after they're hatched, that's the time they mature physically. And then they're ready to get mated. That's why they're in that mating box for a week before they go out and fly, because they can't, their wings are getting hardened, their exoskeleton is developing, their ovaries are developing, and all that kind of stuff. So I had good success out of the people that I sold queens to, it seems like. And I don't know whether it was just because of me and my environment, maybe with birds and stuff like that. But so that's my main goal, is to continue with the queens and try to, have more mated queens to sell.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's a great next step for where you are. You're dialing in what you did this year, and then you're moving forward on it.
Well, it's like anything in beekeeping, is that each season you learn how to do something, but then you learn how to tweak it to make it easier on you or more successful for the bee to populate or whatever. And, that's my biggest complaint I've said in past videos and live shows and stuff is, why did it take me 10 years to figure this out? Why wasn't there that class 5 years ago or more that talks about all these small tidbits on how to do things better? But then, like me and Will Toothaker talked about it, it's where you're at in your beekeeping life, is that when you're young into it and starting out, you might hear these things, but it doesn't mean anything to you because you're not at that level of, what you're doing at the time. You're just trying to get the basics down. And once you kind of get the basics down and then you get up to the next level, it's like here, the last 15 plus years, they used to say years ago, they would say, well, yeah, just blame the queen on everything. Well, guess what? It's true. But nobody would sit there, for me, is like, explain it to me in the fact why. Explain the why of why you're doing this. They would say, oh, the commercial beekeepers, they replace them every year. They never told the why. I don't think they ever knew. And now I know, I know what the why is. It's because it's like the guy that comes on my show, and I can't think of his name right now. He's a commercial beekeeper, has a couple of
Rick Sutton.
Rick Sutton. He told me last year, well, those young girls make you more honey.
Yep.
And I'm like, duh. The man that's making a living at it wants that hive to produce as much money as he possibly can. And putting a fresh queen in there will do that for you, because she'll make more brood in order to go out and gather more honey. And then you don't have as many problems. And
I just saw this, Brian.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, I definitely feel like I cleaned out the nozzle pretty well, but I'm wondering if I should go back and try it
I think you
again.
got two problems. Maybe the tip's getting cold and your powder is a little bit on the moist side.
Yeah.
And now, where do you keep your powder? Inside the house? Or it's nice.
No, that was in my shed. But again, it's dry Colorado, but I think with the old stuff is really the issue. Hey, Philip.
Double bag it too.
How you doing?
Yeah, great. How are you?
Good. I was going to just jump on here for a second.
Holy cow. I want to say, Philip, what a scary story you told the other night. How's your son doing?
Yeah.
He's doing great. No problems at all.
Holy cow, that was scary.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
I went blank for a minute.
Is he gonna get near bees again? Or hives
What's that?
Is your son is he gonna kinda
Oh no, that wasn't he wasn't in the bees. He was just coming home from work when it happened.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Noah gets stung all the time. It doesn't bother him.
no.
Yeah, it's my middle son.
Crazy. Yeah, I heard on the way home. I was driving on the way home and I heard talking about it. Yeah, that's something else. Just out of the blue,
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, I am gonna move my hives from here and keep them other places.
Yeah.
I am concerned about him, but I'm more concerned about, a neighbor. Something like that happens to a neighbor and I don't realize it. They could be in trouble before I could help them out. Yeah. So,
Wow.
That's what I'm dealing with now is just kind of, I'm mourning the loss of my bees here. I love having them here. It's so easy to walk out the back door and mess with your bees.
So you've already moved them?
No, I haven't. I'm gonna wait till it gets cold. I don't want to move them at night. I'm gonna wait till it gets into like 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
Which would probably just be like 2 weeks of the year here. So.
Okay. Yeah.
But
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
So, I've been sitting here getting ready for market. If you don't mind, I'll show you what my new product offering is.
Yeah,
you bet.
See if I can figure that out. See if I can figure out how to flip this camera around without hanging up.
I know that's a trick.
I think it's that. Settings, camera. There we go. So let's see. You guys, I've already shown you guys several times my little samplers.
Dang, I can't get these buttons here.
Down at the bottom where the screen is at the bottom, click on. There should be like a little square.
Yeah.
Click on that on Phil's little picture.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
There you go. So anyway, y'all know about these are my samplers. I've been selling them all year, but as we get close to Christmas, I'm wanting to do something that's pretty affordable, kind of a lower price point. So I'm doing a 3-ounce honey lip balm and my smallest candle.
So what different price points were you trying to hit with your different gift boxes?
This one's going to be 16 with the 3-ounce. And then I'm going to go $4 more to 20 by doubling the amount of honey with everything else being the same.
So same thing, more honey.
Yep. And I'm also, I don't have one made yet, but I'm doing I'm going to do a 9-ounce honey. That's a 6-ounce. That larger one's a 6-ounce. But I've got some, Noah just bottled up for me today, some 9-ounce X's that I'm going to do. And those will be 25-ish. And I'll probably go with a bigger candle in those. All these have this is my $6 candles. There's like a $3 savings if you bought all these products separately. If you buy them this way, you save about $3.
So I just wanted to say, look at the care and detail Philip puts into putting all of these together. If he puts that much into what the packaging looks like, imagine the work that he puts into the products that's going into that packaging. That says a ton to your customer. That's a really nice job, Philip.
Yeah, and I also put what I call my bee propaganda in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got those.
Out of curiosity, Philip, how much do you sell your lip balm for individually?
I went up to $5 this year. It was $4 last year.
Yeah.
I saw where Bob Benny was selling his for $5, so I went up on mine.
Well,
But,
I dipped my toes into that little arena, so I'm just trying.
Yeah, your cost in these things is like 50 cents probably.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
So it is a little bit. Brian can tell you it's a little tedious, but it's worth it. Yeah. But this is how I sell most of my candles, is in these gift sets. I don't sell a whole lot of candles otherwise. I guess I could show you what I offer in candles.
Yeah.
There's my honey ready to go here. Yeah, and I have to give a nod to Russell Koopman because I was just selling out of honey in larger jars, and Russell said, "Go smaller jars, so you don't run out." So I've leaned into that. So, little Christmas trees. It's a whole bunch. I bought all of these. I'm selling these for 10.
How long would those burn?
I don't know on that Christmas tree. We burned a pine cone last year, and it burned for 7 hours.
Oh, wow.
Now, this is one that I've been disappointed in because I think it's really cool. Let's see if you can see, but it's got like little deer and some trees and stars. And
yeah.
It's probably the heaviest candle I sell, but it just doesn't grab people's attention. We've sold like 1 or 2 of these. I'm gonna put these in the gift basket so I can move them. Just your kind of standard. They're all. I don't sell any really big candles like Bryan does. But
now, what was the? You said it in the chat a few weeks ago on someone's live about something about the cost of the mold. You're supposed to.
Oh,
that was shoot, out there in Utah.
Yeah, we were all talking to Barker about Bracken about his candle prices, and
yeah,
we were saying make sure you get the cost of your mold in like the first 10 candles.
First 10, okay, yeah,
because it may not last any longer than that, but most of the time they do. But
yeah,
let's see if I can flip this around.
And with them molds, and I've got some of Bryan's candles here. I don't ever see a mold where the mold comes together. What do we call that? The seam.
The seam, yeah. So I think the ones you have for me are seamless ones. Some of them have seams, some of them don't. Some of them are super cheap and they last forever, and some of them don't. So like that French Bulldog one that I've given you a couple times, that one's got no seam at all. You pull it back completely. We've got 2 of those molds. We still have the original one, and we bought a second one because we sold so much of it.
Yeah, because usually you see a seam around the ears, and they try to,
you try to line it up so you can't see it. And the longer pillars, they typically will have a seam. And my favorite ones to do are ones without the seam because you don't have to deal with the rubber bands and finding the right rubber band for the right one. So we have ones with seams and without seams. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I do have one more thing to share, a little tip for people. When you buy these jars, you get these styrofoam things, and you also get these little, I don't know, they're like 3/16 or a 1/4 inch pieces.
Yeah.
I'm taking these and I'm cutting them in the little squares. And because some of these candles are so short, I don't know if you can see down in there, I'm stacking up like 3 little squares in there. Actually, this one with the shorter, I did 2. And so it raises the little short jars and the short candles up where you can see them better. So it's like a little false bottom in here made with this styrofoam.
Oh.
So it's lifting that product up to where you can see it better. And on this one, it's got the taller jar. I've only filled in underneath this part of it, which it raises the lip balm and the little candle in there up to where you can see it better. Those little candles
idea.
are real short.
So you're lifting up the short ones to make it more balanced. Nice.
Yeah.
So Philip and I have talked about this a little bit. Go back to Philip's for a second, Todd. If you look at the stack of honey in the background, even when you buy these jars off of Amazon, it comes in a box with that styrofoam packaging, and I save all that packaging and I use that when I ship out orders. So I'll cut it to size, and then I'll have a top as well. And that way I haven't had honey break. So you see how it's like little hex impressions in it? You just set them right in there and you have it up and down, and then you fill the box with other stuff like that top filling, like Philip started showing that he uses to lift those products up. So one of my...
That stuff piles up. There's a whole stack of it over there.
There you go. Yep. But the thing is, one of the unintended consequences of being a small business owner is all the garbage you accumulate from all the stuff that you order.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to reuse it as opposed to throwing it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Bob wants to know where you get the shrink wrap at.
Amazon.
Yep, Amazon. And this shrink wrap that I've got is not cheap. It's I think this roll was like $60, but it was huge. It was 75 yards or maybe 200 yards. I don't know. I'm getting ready to well, here I'm pointing at it, but I don't have my camera turned around. This shrink wrap right here, I've used it going on 3 years now, but it cost about $60 for that roll. The impulse sealer was only about 40.
And Philip does his differently. First of all, it's really nice to have that really long sealer, because if you're doing a larger basket, I've definitely had the shorter one. Jen's already had one, and that was way too short, so we had to buy a longer one. Philip has that roll. We've bought like bags that are only open on one side, so you stick the product in the bag, and then you seal the one open side, and then shrink it down from there.
Yeah.
And you can buy bags of different sizes to accommodate whatever.
My bag is what they call a folded one. So I'm putting my hand inside the fold.
Gotcha.
There you
go. So now, see, now I can put it like that, and then
so you have two
it.
sides to seal. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What I figured out with these little gift baskets, because I usually put on these 3-way ones, I put them in this way.
Yeah.
And I end up with a pretty good bit of waste. But what I discovered on these little short gift baskets, I can put one in right there, seal it here, and then seal it in there, and I'm left with this piece will seal a second bag. So almost no waste at all on these little gift baskets.
Oh,
nice.
On the sealer. I'm getting
that's good.
Twice as much out of it.
And then just a heat gun is all you need to shrink it down. Hey, Joey.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
How are you, Joey?
Question. I'm all right. How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
I see some people have even like their quart jars, creamed honey jars with that wrap on the top. Is that the same wrap they put on there?
What you're talking about there is a shrink band, which I do that too. I do the shrink band on the tops of everything.
Oh, yeah.
About doing that.
Just has a safety.
It's just to show it hadn't been opened, basically.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but that's got a shrink band on it. You can buy that stuff real cheap off of Amazon, but that's all you do is get the right size for your lid, slip it down over there, and use a heat gun to shrink it.
Okay.
Matter of fact, But what you want to make sure is when you're sealing your gift baskets, you want to make sure your shrink bands aren't sitting right here like they were for me, because see, it's in the background. This is my shrink bands here. Stacks of them. Yeah, they got a little too close. Hopefully they'll still work, but we'll see.
That's That's funny.
You can ruin a whole stack of shrink bands in just a little while.
Yeah, it won't take much.
So are there certain bands, Philip, that will accommodate several different size jars, like the lids, or is it one band per one size?
If your lids are close, you can use the same one. Like I have some 63s and some 70s. If you get a big enough shrink band, it'll probably work on both of those.
Okay.
And what's that for the
Millimeter.
lid of a jar?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what
Yeah, those are for the jar.
jar for the lid, so they are like a safety seal.
Yeah. Yeah. It just adds a little professionalism, I guess, to your product is all. I don't know that people expect it, but I've been doing it since I started. So
It's not.
it is an extra step. So
Joey, why are you have you had a customer request that? Is there a particular reason you were thinking?
No, not really. I just see some people doing it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
They don't do it on like the 1 pound squeeze bottles or anything like that, but I have seen it on the jars.
Yeah.
And
I think it just the squeeze bottles. You already have a seal if you open that
seal,
way.
yeah.
But yeah, I've always done it. Just think it adds a little bit to the presentation.
Oh yeah.
I thought about getting some of those little stickers. Some people do that. They put them on the side.
Go over it. Yeah,
and open.
That's nice.
That's what I do. Is I put the round part of the sticker on the cap, and then is that what you're talking about, Joey? Those
well, it's a little. It looks like a little strip. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So we have our circular sticker that shows our flavor here that goes over it, but some of these have a circular portion, and it's all one sticker to indicate that it hasn't been taken off.
Aren't they called lollipop labels or
that makes sense because it's shaped like a lollipop. And then we use ours. It's the how to recrystallize or how to liquefy your honey if it crystallizes. And no one ever looks at it or reads it, but we do tell people if they ask. Instructions are right here, but it never gets used.
No, I do that on all my honey products. Just I think it looks nice, and it kind of gives the people kind of that eases their mind a little bit. Like, hey, where's this guy do this? So at least it looks like you care. So that's what I try.
And it looks professional, like Joey says. It sends that message to the customer that it hasn't been open. It's been professionally prepared. Just like with Philip, the more attention you put into the packaging, that sends a message to your customer about the detail that you do everything.
That's value building at its best.
Yeah.
The way to do it.
So Todd, how's your week been? What's your bee work look like this week?
Well, Tuesday I put my first dose of Apogard on. Temperatures are finally, where I want them to do that. So in the next few weeks I'll be done with that. Cleaning up all the junk that's laying around the bee yard and then getting ready for winter. I have pollen patties ready. I'll have some fondant ready, and it's kind of slow around here. It's not.
Do your bees stop brooding up? Like, do they stop throughout the winter, or what do you think?
No, they don't stop. I don't know exactly how much they're laying because I don't open them up after probably, before Thanksgiving, and then I won't touch them until early February. But I would imagine there's probably a softball size or maybe bigger brood pattern in there. They slow way down. Now my problem is this year, which I need to get away from because I don't do pollination, meaning I don't pick them up and put them in almond orchards. I have too many Italians in my yard. So I like carnies better. And the main reason is because the carnies are light on their winter stores. But more important to me is that they don't explode in January when you don't notice it. You know, probably for me, timing wise, when oranges start blooming, that's when they're building up. They're building up a little before that, and it's almost perfect timing with the carnies and the oranges. And the oranges are my biggest crop. So, or best value, I guess you could say.
Now,
But
forgive my ignorance, Todd. I know they get nectar off orange trees because you can get an orange honey. Are they getting a pollen off of the trees as well?
yeah, there's pollen on there. Not a whole bunch. It's mainly nectar, but they do get some pollen. But at the same time, there's plum and there's peach going. The almonds are going. So they don't really use it as a as a pollen source. They'll get it if they find it, I guess. But when they mix that plum and peach pollen together, that really shoots them into a different orbit. I mean, they really get going.
Can you observe in the early winter when the pollen really starts coming in hard? Like I can see mid-February when the silver maple pollen starts coming in and it clicks, and I can tell my colony is going to start expanding from there, and I can tell I really need to pay attention to their nectar stores from there. It's like a trigger. Sounds like yours isn't quite as clear cut. It's a little more kind of shifting slowly into the winter and shifting slowly out of it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Now, the very first thing, I start looking on the ground in, well, some years it could be in early February, but I'll start looking for henbit. And when I see that, I know, peaches will go first, then the plums will go, and then I can kind of gauge from there where oranges are going. But yeah, it's a slow process. It doesn't, well, again, I'm not dealing with almonds, but almond pollen is really good for the bees, and almond pollen can be heavy, so they can get a lot of pollen off of almonds. And I do have an orchard in range, as you guys know. I got a couple of swarms from a nice, generous beekeeper that was in those orchards that I guess wasn't in the orchards, and the bees kind of grew and got too big and split off and stuff. So. But yeah, the almond pollen is the heaviest, but it's just not quite, it's not in my backyard. It's, I don't know, 500, 600, 700 yards away, 800 yards away, so I guess that is a bee backyard, so to speak. It's not miles away.
Yeah.
But no, it's the triggers I see: henbit, peach, plum, and then orange in that order. So it's great. Actually, dandelions kind of mix in there too, but it depends on how much moisture is in the ground.
Hey Todd, I think I saw where Bryan was asking about where to get gift boxes. See that question?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let me
You
just flip
make yours, right?
I make mine, but yeah, I'll let me flip mine around and I'll show Bryan how I make them. Maybe that'll help him.
All right.
All right. What I do is literally, this is made for the 3 jars. The bottom is literally a piece of coroplast. I ask people, if they have political signs or yard signs. I build a lot of bee equipment, but you see that one's got like carrots or something in it. That's from the.
Is that a Bugs Bunny sign?
Yeah, I guess it was from. There was an elementary school closing, and a lady had seen my post on Nextdoor about wanting some of this, and she brought me a big stack of it from that elementary school. Now, this side piece. So what I do is I take these side pieces. That's literally made from a 2x4 that I rip down to a 1/2 inch. I think I cut that like 2 1/4 inches long. I just take the coroplast and that's a 1/2 or 3/4 inch, 1/4 inch staple that, bam, bam. Then I cut these on my table saw from just scrap lumber of these little side pieces. And that's just four staples there. And there you have a box. So
Wow.
that's how
How
I
long
make
does
them.
it take you to do that?
It takes me about 2 minutes to put one together, and it probably takes less than 5 per box. You know, I mass produce all the pieces.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say less than 10 minutes per box,
No, that's not bad.
probably.
Yeah. Very crafty. I like
But
that.
yeah, it kind of looks, I think it just gives it a little, and I don't get too particular about, I mean, this one, it was cut out of a black piece. It was, I think, an old bed from my daughter. I just had some scraps. It's got actually a little black edge on it. I think it kind of looks cool. A couple of these have a white edge. I don't know where they are, but yeah, I mean, old fence boards, whatever. Once you cut into it, it looks new.
Repurpose.
Yeah.
Here's another one of Philip's. Philip built that one, and I can't throw it away because it was sent to me. But he's even got his. I don't want to put his number up there.
I don't care.
Even got his card up there.
That's pretty cool. Oh, that's neat.
I got another one around here somewhere.
That's one of the things about selling them up like this. You got people like you and Bryan that won't even open the sealing, the packaging.
Oh, Bryan, you're on mute, Bryan.
Thank you. So I'm not opening this. This is a collector's item, right?
Yeah.
This one has wood on the bottom, though. Philip, tell us about the evolution there.
Well, I used to use that. That's Luan is what that wood is, and I used to use Luan like on the bottom. You know, my covers have insulation built into them, so that bottom piece would be like a piece of Luan, or sometimes I'd use a piece of masonite or something. So I would take the scraps from those, and even my inner covers would have that piece in the middle was that material. But I've actually switched from using that material on my inner covers and the bottom of my covers and stuff. I've switched to using Coroplast for that same purpose. I like it better, and it holds up to weather a lot better. So now, it's by extension, now the bottom of these boxes have Coroplast. They're not quite as nice as that, but it works out for me.
Well, the cost is good too, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, when COVID hit, Luan jumped from like $13 a sheet to like $30 a sheet, and it only went back down to about 20.
Here's the other one, Bryan.
Nice. Yep. And look, Matt says the same thing. Sandy Valley, Matt says, I haven't opened mine either, Philip. I'm not crazy. They just look so nice, Matt. You do such a nice job putting them together, man. You really do.
That's cool.
That's funny. That is funny.
Well, I don't know. I do want to say one thing about this channel is that obviously it's open up to everybody. I mean, anybody can come in. Bryan and I would like to get more West Coasters involved in this, but anybody can come in. I know, obviously, Charlie, it's 11 o'clock over there on the East Coast. And I know guys go to bed early.
Put it on the front step.
Anybody that's on here from the East Coast, thank you so much for joining us. You don't have to, but it's really nice. And, we're just trying to see what we can cultivate here. See what kind of interest Bryan and I have been talking about what we want to do with guests and stuff like that. We're going to get some people on here, some names, and just, chat it up. And I don't know why I put that right here in this part of the show. I'm not ending it, but I just had to say because it came up in my head. But you know what? We got to talk to Joey a little more because yeah, I know, right? You're the only one we haven't talked to about what's going on with your bees right now and what you're doing and what's happening next.
They're just all tucked away right now. It's been cool down here. They hadn't even flew much today.
What's cold down there? 75?
Well, I don't know. I was going to Baton Rouge today, so I don't know what the highs got here, but it's like 48 right now.
Oh wow, that's colder here.
But for the last, like every other day of I should say earlier this week, every other day they've been drones pulled out again.
Oh,
They started a couple of weeks ago, and then they did it for a day or two. And earlier this week, like say, like 2 or 3 times, they pull a couple dozen out. Haul them off.
I haven't seen that yet here. But,
well, guys, I'm gonna head on out.
All right, Charlie.
All right.
Thanks again. Thanks for your help.
Yep.
But I do want to go through all of mine and just kind of do a quick weight check.
Yeah.
I thought I'd get that done this week, but I've been kind of tied up every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to go through to every one of my yards and do a weight check and clean out any honey that's in my freezers and get it put out in those boxes somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's my plan.
Yeah.
Joey, do you have opportunities to feed syrup throughout the winter, or do you have to transition to something more solid?
I could still feed right now if I needed to.
Okay. And are there pockets in between cold parts where you could feed syrup?
We'll have days when it'll get back up into the 80s. It's no big deal. So
yeah.
I've actually put feeders out up in, not just to feed, but I've actually put open feeders out up in early part of November, mid-November, just to keep them from trying to rob each other, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But everybody's full that I know of. I got a yard or two I got to go to and check them. Hadn't been there in a while.
So what does checking them for weight look like for you? How do you do that?
I just go through lifting up the back of the hive and see what it feels like. And once you go through several of them, you know if you got anything that's kind of light. Then
I heard Joey from Lawrence from Black Mountain Honey in England. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
So he showed on one of his videos a great method for hefting hives using like your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 fingers. You know, can I lift it up with 5 fingers? Can I lift it up with 4 fingers? 3, 2. Man, if you can lift it up with 1 finger, that colony is light. So you're essentially giving it a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rating based on how heavy it is and how you can lift it. So I thought that was a great idea to
there was a couple of them when I did that little video on moving them in the yard.
Yeah.
I'd go to slide one over, and man, that thing didn't want to slide. It was heavy.
Yeah.
So,
well, I just pulled honey off mine, so I have to go back and feed them. But it got cold right after, so
yeah.
I hope to get out tomorrow and feed some, and then this weekend I'm going to Crossroads to feed those. And there was some really light ones there.
How was honey for you this year?
Me, in Crossroads it wasn't that great. I only got about 50 pounds on 15 hives, I guess it is 14, 15. Yeah. But here at my house with my 8 or 9, one of them grew into. There were 8, but one of my nukes grew up. I got 475 pounds.
Nice.
I see Bob
Michael has a question. I saw that. Bob's all in on candles now. Bob's joined. He's joined the local Chandlers Guild.
There you go.
So what kind of wax melter, Bob? Yeah, go ahead.
If I were Bob, I would have bought one of those, like the ones you can get in like the Man Lake catalogs. That's a good starter one that's got the little spout that comes off of it.
Yeah.
Philip, Michael has a question for you. Michael at 21st B is asking if you're going to the Texas meeting in Waco. There you go.
I don't think I am. That's the weekend. I'm probably going to go see my mom.
Yeah.
That's the 22nd, I think. I think that is. That's the weekend before Thanksgiving. The weekend before Thanksgiving. I was looking at it wanting to, but I'm going to miss going to see her weekend after next because I've got a scouting thing I've been committed to for about 6 months. So it's going to be like a full month before I've seen her. So I would like to go, Michael, I guess there's a possibility if she doesn't make it until then, there's a possibility I could go. I know that sounds a little morbid, but it's always a possibility.
Well, he says that's a good excuse. He'll let you off the hook. He said.
Yeah, I'd like to come hang out and see you. Oh, you know what? While you guys were talking, Noah walks up and he goes, "You know anything about this?" And he was showing me something. I'm going to show you what it was. But since we were talking about professional packaging, and I'm going to bet that maybe Bryan will recognize it. Let's see here. Let me flip this camera around again. Okay, y'all see this?
Is it Stranahan's?
Yep, Stranahan's. It's made in Denver, Colorado. Colorado single malt whiskey.
Yep.
It's got a.
What kind of? Is that a shot jet glass?
Yeah, shot glass on the top.
Yep.
They've got this extra little tab. They've got this sticker you guys were just discussing.
Yep, the lollipop.
And then it's got 2 labels, one diagonally, and it's got the Stranahan's embossed on the glass. But what's really cool is when you spin it to the side here, and when you grab it, you can feel it. It's got a flat back on it.
I can see that.
It's a really nice bottle. So, boy, that's presentation right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
Isn't that something? That's a friend of mine who does some work on my computers brought that by. He was out there, I guess, on vacation.
You know what? Somebody made in the beginning when they designed that bottle, they laid one down that was still too cool and that flat. And they said, "That's a good idea. Let's try that."
That's probably right.
Yeah.
That's cool. But I'll tell you what, when Noah handed it to me, that's the first thing I noticed was, boy, that's unique. Because it feels good to grab it like that with your hand. That's really cool.
Interesting.
I'll have to tell Eric, my buddy Eric, thank you for that. And I'm not drinking at the moment. I'm trying to lose a little weight. I'm trying to get skinny like Bryan. So
good luck with that. Hey, I got to say, we had here in Denver, John Hickenlooper was our governor, and he was prior to that. He owned a little microbrewery down in Denver. And as a result of him becoming our governor, we have had really, really friendly laws for small businesses starting alcohol-based businesses. So we have a huge brewery industry. We're called the Napa Valley of microbreweries. We have a great cider industry, and we have a great spirits industry here in Colorado. So I knew immediately what Stranahan's was. I've done the tour there because it's one of the big ones. We've got a bunch of big places like that. And, if you're into that kind of thing, Colorado has a lot of great of the top shelf kind of alcoholic beverages if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Even if you want to learn how to make it, there's schools that you can go to out here to learn how to become a brewer or that kind of thing.
Wow. Very interesting. So Bryan, let me ask.
I'm wondering how many West Coasters you might have in here right now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of new names early on, but I haven't seen any since.
We got a Midwesterner coming in right now.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Depends on if you ask JW or not, I guess.
Yeah.
Tom, how are you?
I'm doing good, Bryan. How are you doing tonight?
Doing well.
Let's
Getting
pass
ready
your
for our
bedtime,
Saturday
too.
meeting.
I
Yeah.
just got out of the shower. I was playing around with Ricky and those guys up there and causing trouble, and then I just got on to see what you guys are up to.
Yeah.
Hey, you know something I'm really looking forward to, you guys?
What's that?
Look, with RTX Honeybees usually puts out a nice little fundraiser, and I'm looking forward to that. I really am.
Yeah.
I enjoy seeing what people will do with their generosity, and particularly all the group of beekeepers that's in here, which pretty good group of people, honestly.
Thanks for that reminder, Tom. Philip, do you want to talk about that? Are you ready to talk about the details, or do you need more time to start sharing?
Yeah, I'm ready. I mean, I've visited with Melissa a little bit because she's the let's call her the lead marketing person.
I'm listening in the background.
She's building something. I can hear her banging pots and pans.
Let me tell you what my goal is for this year. My goal for this year is we get started November 1st. Everybody starts talking about what they might want to donate. And we don't make Melissa change the flyer every 2 days the week before the drawing. That by around the first week of December, things have settled out some. So if we get started on November 1st, I think we could probably come pretty close to achieving that. Hopefully.
Look at that.
Nice, very nice.
But this is the one my son wears right here. He still left the tag on it. What's up with that?
I don't know.
That's what the kids do.
Some people like to do that. My youngest son does that.
Yeah,
it's a mini pearl thing.
It's good.
I asked him about taking the tag off. He said no, leave it alone. So he has it. He's been wearing this one here lately. So he had it sitting on the couch. I'm more of a guy that does what Todd and Bryan does. Mine is the old 80s style. You curl it down.
I do that.
This right here doesn't look right on my head.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What you do. Philip, can you see that question?
Let's see.
If not, I can read it.
Any returns from Hives for Heroes?
What's that mean?
I'm not sure what that means.
Good night, Michael.
Chris is a West Coaster. He's not too far away from me.
Yeah.
Any returns? I'm not sure what that means.
He's on all the chats too.
Yeah, I see Chris on all the time. Where in California is Chris?
He if I'm not mistaken, he's south of me near Bakersfield or in Bakersfield. Maybe Arvin. Yeah. Yeah, that's about 2 hours south.
Vets join the chats.
Yeah, excuse me. He asked that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Any vets join the B chats? Well, I think what I've found is most people that are veterans don't speak up unless you ask. There's a lot of them out there. Yeah. Bob Walker's on here. He's a veteran.
Yeah. Who else? Morgan. I haven't seen Morgan a lot lately. He's a veteran. He's Navy.
Jimmy with Jimmy's Neighborhood Bees is a veteran.
And isn't Jeremy out there in Texas? Isn't he a veteran?
I think so.
Yeah.
Philip, if you have time tomorrow during the day, we can hash out some details and I can get a poster getting made asking for donations and stuff.
Okay, sure.
So I should be available all day tomorrow. So whenever you get a chance, just text me or whatever.
All right, I'll do it.
Look at Peter's. Peter's a 20-year Air Force vet.
Oh, wow, Peter. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for your service.
Chris is 6 years.
Thank you, Chris.
I'm trying to think who else. There's some more vets. Yeah.
So this is a totally ignorant question, but is Keith Spillman a vet? He has the half track. Is that a fair assumption?
He was in here.
Yeah, he was in earlier. I think he's asleep by now. Yeah. Is it? Do you know if he is, Philip?
I do not know the answer to that.
Yeah, of course. JW
Oh,
is a vet. How
JW's
could we have
still here.
forgotten about JW?
Oh, JW is okay. Great.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
JW fought in the
Isn't Vietnam?
French Indian War or something like that.
I was going to kind of reach back there too, but you went further back than I was.
Philip, if he's in here quietly in the background, you'll get a response out of him now. I promise you that.
Oh no, here it comes.
1812.
1776. Is that a good date?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Oh, notice I didn't say any of that. But I will say this. I learned last night, that Mike Berry has a private jet, and I was wondering if JW and Mike Berry parked next to each other at the private airport.
That's a good question. That's a valid question.
Yep. Probably saw each other and didn't even know each other then.
I think Mike Barry's hangar is inside JW's hangar. He was at the Louisiana.
Oh no! Look at this one. Look at this one.
The Louisiana Purchase.
Oh. Oh. Here's Matt. Here's Matt chiming in.
Evolution.
If JW was in the background, I'm promising you, he would have commented by now.
Oh, he's laughing right now. He's having a good old time. He's probably trying to figure out who to attack first.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of surrounded right now.
He must have left.
Whoa. Even Clay. I don't know how it turned into this, but even Clay's chiming in. Oh.
So, Philip, getting back to the fundraiser, do you have any specific requests, or do you want us to do just more of the same of last year? Do you want us, are you looking for anything specific as far as donations?
No, I like the mix we had last year. I would like to have some just like gift box type stuff, because I don't want this to just be.
Oh, he's back.
I don't want this to just be.
You're gonna get me kicked off the internet here. How will it work?
I gotta look over and see the comments.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not gonna. Hey, can you see it, Philip? Because I'm not gonna highlight it.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, I see it. I flipped over and the comments.
Oh,
yeah, I agree, JW. All those other comments were pretty rude. I think mine had some taste to it, but everybody, all that piling on, yeah, those guys are just that. I agree with you.
I had nothing to do with it. I was just clicking buttons. That's all I know.
They made contact after the whistle was blown. Huh?
That's right. Oh man. See, they're all professing their love. That's fear now coming out.
Oh dear.
I was going to try to defend you, Mr. JW, but I was laughing too hard about it.
Well, Brian, we might have a quick career here. I'm on the fence. I was looking. Hey, what do the three dots say on this? It says delete comment, put user in a timeout, or ban user and delete their comments. And I'm like, I can't do any of that. If I delete the comments, then I look guilty. If I put him in a timeout, I look guilty. And if I ban him and delete the comment, then I look like what he just answered. So
that's why you need to get Nightbot. That way it won't really be your fault.
That's right.
I know I need to do that. But yeah, I'm just Switzerland here. I'm just.
So Joey, is that an app you get, or is that like a button you click as you're setting up the stream for the night?
It's a sort of an app. You just go on, you sign in to, I think it's nightbot.com.
Mm-hmm. I've
and
looked
you
into
just set
it.
it up. on your
After that
channel.
barrage, after the barrage you took a couple weeks ago, I started thinking about, man, maybe I should hook that thing up. I just
Well, Nightbot didn't help me much on that.
Right?
yeah.
It was after all my friends.
That was weird. That was really weird.
I wouldn't have changed that. It was getting on to people about putting too many smiley faces in there at one time. I like smiley faces.
Yeah, too many emojis.
Yeah, emojis.
So everyone here is going to Nobby, I believe. Bryan, how are you going to get there? Are you driving or flying?
I'm either driving and driving back or flying and driving back. One of the two. We haven't decided.
You're driving.
Either way, we're driving back with equipment. Yeah, definitely doing that. Yep.
What about you? What about you, Philip?
Right now I'm driving, but I don't know. I might check the flight prices on flights. I don't have anything I just have to have. I wouldn't mind getting another bottling tank, but other than that.
Yeah.
So
what's your driving distance, Philip?
It's about 12 or 13 hours.
Wow.
Okay.
Todd, did you see Man Lake is doing a shipping thing now?
No.
Yeah, if you
From the show?
Them,
Yeah.
for the figure out some shipping charge or something. I don't know.
Chris was talking about it a little bit on Ricky's show here just an hour or so ago.
They posted something about it on the Facebook page.
Oh yeah, so if you go to
it's on the Facebook, okay.
Yeah, just go there and follow along. I don't think they have all the details worked out, but it's an option for people now.
Yeah, that's good.
Clay just posted something about it.
Where Man Lake is
anything you buy at Nobby, not just Man Lake stuff.
Yeah,
nice. That is really nice.
It's like a shipping hub, if you will.
Yeah,
which is a great idea.
It is. Yeah, that is perfect. Because what I was going to do is bring one of them big, large suitcases and put next to nothing in it and pay $80 to fly it over there and then fill it up and then pay $80 to fly it back. And then if I had to, I have a pirate shipping account. I could go find a UPS store over there somewhere and, buy a box or two and ship it back to myself. But this is better and more convenient. I'll have to look into that. That's good. That's good. Well, I'm glad that's available. Well, gentlemen, any last thoughts? Anybody? Bueller? No?
Todd, next chat. Do you want to do the 13th?
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Clay says they ship in pallets too. That's pretty big.
Oh, wow. That is. So 2 weeks would be the 13th. Now, 2 weeks after that is Thanksgiving, so obviously we're not going to be doing that.
Yeah.
So, man, we just have one show next month. I'll see if I can line up somebody, like some of the names that we were talking about that are over here.
Yeah, you bet. And I'll see if you want, I can try to figure out StreamYard if you want me to set up the link one time. I don't want to put all the work on you.
Oh, hey, yeah, if you want to, that's great. If not, that's fine too.
Cool. And I'll learn something new.
Oh, hang on.
You want my last thoughts? Oh, I have last thoughts. I hope we didn't ruin it tonight, but Todd's been thinking about some sort of like product endorsement thing. So he and JW were gonna go in on a tri-tip deal. So if you put an order in, I think the code was what? Tri-tip 10, Todd, is that right?
Yeah,
you
that's
can get
what it was.
10% off on your tri-tips. I hope we didn't infuriate the provider of the tri-tips in this collab too much tonight. But if you're looking on a deal, I think JW and Todd are working on some sort of thing. And then Todd's going to put together cooking little classes and you can cook along with them. So try tip 10. Everybody, stay tuned. Coming soon.
I think if I had to cook out in the parking lot, barbecue out in the parking lot, my biggest problem would be to keep the heat going because January it might even be snowing that day or
yeah.
night.
We had ice spewing up everywhere last year.
Yeah. I
went to Longhorn today. I didn't see tri-tip on the menu anywhere. So
it's hard to find outside of California. It really is. In Missouri, there's parts of Missouri they have it, but yeah, it's different. It's different. But yeah, that code that Brian was talking about is valid. I don't know where, but it's 10% off.
It's valid somewhere.
Tri-tip 10.
So we'll have Charlie on tomorrow night. Joe, are you going on Saturday night?
Yeah. Planning on it.
And then Gunline Sunday night, and then the rotation starts all over again on Monday, folks.
Bill and Bob and Stream Team, and then Ricky and and then Charlie again. So because we won't be next week.
Thanks for everyone on the East Coast staying up late. Appreciate it. Charlie, appreciate you helping out, getting us started. Phillips, thanks for showing us all that great product stuff. Todd and I really want to focus on a little bit on the business aspect of things here in our chat, and looking at products tonight was a really great way to highlight that part of what we want to focus on. Yeah,
we do. We'll work things out because this is still a new thing for us, but pretty quickly we'll be snapping into position and bringing value, right, Brian? That's the way to
talk. So one of my walkaways are those shrink wrap seals. I've always seen them, but never thought about doing them. That was definitely a new one for me. So thanks for sharing that, Philip.
Yeah. All right.
If anybody's on the West Coast that hadn't said anything, get this word out to your friends that these guys is trying to get this West Coast thing going.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joey. Yeah.
I've got it on some Facebook groups out here, but I haven't really seen anybody pop in and say anything. So it'll happen one of these days.
You just need a catchy title like West Coast Honey Daddies.
No, it's Late Night Bee Love with West Coast Honey Daddies.
Yeah.
That cracked me up.
I don't know how anybody can resist that.
I wrote it down. It's right here on my notepad.
Don't ask AI to generate an image.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, everyone. Well, again, thank you for visiting and checking in and contributing in the chat. And that is it. We will talk to all of you on November 13th after Ricky's show. So everyone, take care. Talk to you later.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Everybody.